Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. This is going to be a ridiculous episode because we've never done anything like this before.
No.
And hopefully you guys can hear me because I feel like I'm talking very strange with a mustache. If you guys have watched this podcast before, I don't have a mustache or any facial hair, so this is very strange to me. And you're dressed like a unicorn. A mermaid, excuse me,
I'm a mermaid unicorn.
A mermaid unicorn. So
She has scales.
she does have scales.
Yeah.
Scales and spots.
Sparkles.
I'm going to be honest. I'm just going to point this out right now. The gloves are weird. The gloves are creepy because like you think about Mario having gloves, right? You don't think much of it. Like you know he does, but you don't think much of it. Me being a grown man wearing white gloves,
Gloves on.
it's creepy, right?
They almost look like Mickey Mouse gloves.
That's kind of what they feel like, but
Yeah.
they're a lot thinner, a little
Yeah.
more dainty. So,
Where'd you get that costume?
Spirit Halloween.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it was Spirit Halloween. So,
That's a good one.
thank you.
Are you going to actually
Yours
wear
is
it,
too.
though, on Halloween? Oh, thanks.
With the kids, yeah, I think I might.
Oh, nice.
I think I might. Depends. I guess
like
it depends
it.
what kind of looks I get. Like I said, I love Mario. Something about Mario seems creepy when you're dressed like him. White gloves,
different.
the mustache, the hat. But this is fun though. I'm glad we did this.
Yeah,
this is
is
our
cool.
second time recording in person.
Yeah.
It's been a minute since we have.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna keep adjusting my mic because we're not used to the mic stands.
I know, this is new. This is fancy, this mic stand. I like it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind holding a mic, but, like, this is cool.
Yeah, it's not bad, huh?
I can just rest my hands, hold my water, you know.
We're gonna move that.
Because I know I'm going to probably shift how my legs are positioned in a second. So
Right.
it's nice not to, like, fidget with the mic. So,
Well,
yeah.
that's why I bought these in the first place because it turns out I fidget all the time with the mic. I'm passing it between hands. It's like I'm doing like acrobatics with the microphone. So I'm like, okay, I can't do this again. So I had to buy the mic stand.
because we don't hold a microphone anyway. Like, even like when we're Zoom recording, well, I don't have one at home anymore at all. So I don't use one.
No, you're very proud about that.
But
It drives me crazy, but that's fine. Luckily, you have a new MacBook, so the mic's pretty good. But still,
exactly. Yeah. And then, but yours is like standing. You don't have to hold
it's very
anything.
professional.
Yeah. Yes.
One of us has to do it. So
I just stroll in.
yeah. Well, you had that really funny TikTok reel that
That was perfect.
that was great. Well, you text me and like have an idea. I'm like, oh, this is new.
Well,
'Cause
and
usually
I know. Well, I'm
you're
not.
like, when do I show up?
Well,
That's
I'm
all I
not
get.
very original, right? So I'll see a TikTok and I'll be like, oh, like I'm going to steal that, but make it our content. So the original TikTok for that, and I sent it to you, right, was it showed a guy like how you were like focusing, like he was like on a computer, he was taking notes, and it said, something about looking at flight information, hotel information, where we're going to eat, all for our vacation. And then it switched to that little girl walking and my wife showing up at the airport. So I'm like, oh, this is like perfect.
It was very fun. We got a lot of
That's
comments
what
on
I
that
do.
one. It's 100%. As soon as you sent it, I'm like, yeah, make it for sure.
Today I
Because
just strolled on in.
It was
I
a
was
great
like,
idea.
all right, I'm ready to change. And you and Jordan are like fidgeting with the lights and the mic and like probably you're here for 2 hours or something.
not quite, but yeah, a lot longer than you were here.
Just strolled in. Hello.
No, it was. We have new lights. Look at that.
I
The
know.
Halloween episode went with a little purple and
I
orange.
know, it's nice.
I
It's
know.
a little darker in here. It's like, it's good.
Yeah,
I like it. Cool.
yeah. So now here we are talking
Yeah.
about Halloween,
Yeah.
dressed up in our costumes.
Yeah. If you guys are watching on YouTube.
Yeah.
You can see how we're doing.
Well, and yeah, so definitely check out the YouTube because we dressed up. So, well, I know last time we recorded in person for episode 100, you mentioned that you had a unicorn costume that I could wear.
I
I'm
did.
glad I chose my own costume because I feel like this would look ridiculous if we were both.
We both were.
Yeah, I feel it's gonna be a little
That'd be
shorter on me too.
matching-
I would look like an
matching.
idiot.
Well, and I got this on Amazon, so I don't even know if it's supposed to be a costume or just like a pajama onesie, but I'm wearing it as a costume, so
All right.
I don't know. I don't know what the kids are wearing these days.
Yeah, well,
they have all their animal.
This could be like a furry situation.
Yeah. Not for me personally, but yeah, like some people do that.
Now my white gloves don't seem as creepy. Hey, no judgment, but that's you might be in like weird territory there with your
I
costume.
better
So
not wear this in public then.
probably not. Probably not.
I just wore it last
Well,
year.
maybe
That's
that's
cool.
not a bad idea. You might get some unwanted attention. So it's like, oh, you're one of
Right.
us, huh? Like, oh,
You're
okay.
one of us. Time to
Maybe
change.
that's find out how they talk. But let's
I-
be honest. That's how I think they talk.
I was gonna say, how do you know?
Well, I mean, if we break, we're not going to break down the whole idea of what that fetish is, but
Oh yeah.
I have a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
Probably some of our YouTube commenters.
Probably. We've had some interesting comments.
we have had
Yeah.
some interesting comments, and it's probably probably more now.
I'm just looking forward to more of those comments now. Now I want to every time.
Oh, I don't shy away from
keep
it.
mentioning it.
100%. I don't shy away from it anymore. I'm like, okay, Deb's talking about dating. #dating.
I'm waiting for some more dating comments. I can't wait.
I can't wait either. It's now, that being said, the one downside is I do feel like I mentioned on one of our last episodes, or maybe at this point, no, our last episode, I mentioned how I feel like it is somewhat important to answer or respond to some comments. Not all of them, because if it's just negative and just mean and like you're trying to pick a fight, I'm not going to do it. But if it's just like a difference of opinion, that's fine. I'll comment and I'm not going to get into it with the person. But at the same time, because I am going to comment, some of these posts about you talking about dating or, the quiet quitting, all these different ones that tend to get more of a big response. There was a part of me like, do I really want to respond to all the comments that we're going to get? Like, because I'm going to do it, but do I really want to? So it has nothing to do with the negative reaction, because that's funny to us.
Yeah.
Like, it is funny.
I love it.
Yeah. And it's like, it's hard to take anybody seriously when there's no avatar on their profile picture. It's just a letter on YouTube. It's like, well, all right. Very brave. Very brave.
Yeah. I can't wait for more. So
it's going to happen. Hopefully we start getting a ton of comments.
I know.
And then a mixture of good and bad, because that means we've made it. Like you said last time.
I said we did it.
We have haters. We have haters. That apparently
Just
think
a couple, but yeah.
that we're idiots.
Yeah.
And jokes
We
on
don't
them.
know what we're talking
There's only
about.
one person that's stupid.
We don't know what we're talking about, and I just go on dates to get free food.
Yeah, that makes sense. You should show up on your next date with this.
I mean,
Not on Halloween though. Doesn't count.
just randomly.
Just randomly. Would you do it?
Maybe as a dare.
As a dare? I dare you to show up.
Maybe as a dare with like some monetary incentive.
Nah, that's how I tap out. I'm not going to pay you for this. Not going to happen. So, yeah, that does feel like almost like a weird bachelorette type thing, like a bachelorette party. Like, hey, we're all going to dress up like unicorns and go.
Well, it's funny because there was about 5 or 6 of us, and I think we all just went on Amazon and just Googled unicorn onesie, and we all picked our own. But we didn't show each other what we were picking, and we all picked different ones, which is weird because there's not a ton of like this quality like unicorn onesie. Like, I don't know. So
It seems like it's pretty good quality.
I'm already pretty toasty in here, so it's
I
pretty
am
warm.
so warm right now. Underneath this, I have shorts and a tank top because it is so hot. I brought a red t-shirt. And I'm like, that will work. And then as I was setting stuff up, I'm like, it is so hot in here. Yeah. I can't do it. So it's Mario on top, summer underneath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
this is not my real belly.
That was the best
I just want to make
part,
sure.
the belly.
So make sure. Is it on its way? Some days it feels like that. Like, this is probably not far off, but this is.
Is that how it came, or did you put like a pillow
No,
in
that's
there?
how it came.
Like, it's just like that.
Yep. It came
my
just like
God.
this.
It's great.
Yeah, thank you. So we talked about this a little bit before, but do you like Halloween? I can't remember what you said.
Sorry, I'm always drinking water. I don't hate it. It's not like I think I said in one of our episodes, I don't like go all out and decorate my apartment or anything or the outside. Like, I'm not a huge Halloween decorator. I have one teal pumpkin in my apartment, and that's about it.
We know that. That's made its appearance multiple times.
It's there. That's my decoration, so I can feel festive. I mean, I like the holiday seasons of fall. Mm-hmm. So I like it going from Halloween to Thanksgiving to Christmas to New Year's. I like that whole season, but not necessarily like, oh, I love Halloween. I mean, I enjoy a movie or two. Like, I don't know if we talked about like Hocus Pocus.
Right.
Like, I like the nostalgia of Hocus Pocus and just like watching those shows when we were younger.
Sure.
I mean, several times on Halloween, I like stayed in and did nothing several years in a row.
Sure.
And like totally turned my lights off and just like, and so.
Shut it down.
Well, and it's weird, right? Because it's not like you don't get work off or anything.
No.
Or like the day off the next or whatever. So
Right.
it's kind of like, ugh, I have work tomorrow. So.
Right. It'd probably be better if you guys as teachers took the day off, because
That would be great.
Well, because I wanted to ask you, as a teacher, Halloween's always a weird one, and I feel like even as a student, I feel like you could see the dread in teachers' eyes, because they're like, oh, you don't have to deal with like nonsense. Like, you're gonna have the one kid like, hey, no masks, and of course he's gonna come in with like the psychopath.
Oh yeah.
Like murderer mask. It's like, well, you can't have that, especially now, right? And then I'm like, how many inappropriate costumes do you get each year? And when I say inappropriate, I mean like in whatever word, like whether it's it's a girl that's dressed like in a way that she shouldn't, or if it's a dude, like I said, that's holding a machete that's covered in blood.
I think the only like the costumes that like I would say that were like more on the sketch side, where like the full face, like you literally have no idea who it is. Like Scream, like like a Scream, like just for example,
Right.
like you can't even tell, like for safety reasons. We don't know who you are. Like you could be anybody on our campus.
Sure.
So 2,800 kids. We don't know. So those are the scarier ones, just because we don't know who they are. I don't remember seeing a ton of girls dressed like inappropriately in terms of like showing a lot of skin.
Yeah.
I think they know not to do that or don't. I don't know if it's like in right now, not like back in the Mean Girls days, back in the early 2000s where like that was your costume or you were a loser. So, I think, so that hasn't been a huge issue.
So it sounds like it's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad. And then sadly, a lot of kids like won't dress up.
Right.
And they won't get into it. And I say sadly just because like they're kids, like they should have fun and, and hopefully dress up or want to dress up. But sometimes they don't. Sometimes they just don't dress up at all. So we'll see. Yeah. And I don't remember last year. Last year was just awful. So I think I blocked a lot of that out last school year. So I don't remember.
2021.
Yeah. And then before that was COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Right.
So there's a lot of like redoing of things at school right now. Like this was our first year starting in the fall having like homecoming and like a rally and a dance, because last school year we didn't have our first like school gathering, like a rally, until April.
Oh,
so like we went almost a full school year with no festivities because it was still COVID. Like we still had to have masks on and stuff.
Right.
So there wasn't a ton of festivity like participation. So I don't remember a ton of costumes last year. So I'm interested to see this year what it's going to be like. Should be fun. It's a little more, they're a little more into the school spirit this year so far, which is good.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
It's good. It's fun for those who, enjoy it and appreciate it.
Who get into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who get into it. Yeah.
So if you guys go to her school, you'll see Miss McCollum dressed up like a mermaid unicorn.
It was last year. My whole group that I was telling Jordan earlier, my whole group that did it last year have like refused, like we're not wearing that again, it was too hot. And I was like, come on, but it's easy. It's just like
it's easy.
I don't want to pick out a different costume. So I don't know what we're going to do now this year. Not sure.
So my wife is also a PE teacher.
Yeah.
And her group really goes all out.
Oh.
They've done some really cool stuff in the past. Like they were Legos before.
Oh yeah.
And they made the Legos and all that stuff.
Nice.
I'm not sure what they're doing this year.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive the stuff that they do. Yeah. But it's
Yeah.
I think they've won the Halloween costume contest.
Nice.
Out there. Sorry, this mustache has grabbed my top lip, and I feel like it's just like I feel like it's like I'm gonna show like my front teeth. Oh, it's gonna turn to like Mario with dental problems. So it's like it's really got a hold on. This thing's got like haunted. It's got a mind of its own. This would
it's like stop talking.
Yeah. Also, yeah. My wife does not. She likes me without any facial hair.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
if I had this mustache, I would not have 2 kids. I can tell you that right now. Yeah.
She'd be like, bye.
Yeah, like ugh. She would definitely try to shave it off in the middle of the night.
So you've never done, because you know how like the mustache, like especially the handlebar mustache is like in or was in. I don't know if I think it's still kind of in. So have you personally ever wanted to do that, or she's cool off of it and you're also like, no, I'm cool off of it?
Yeah, at this point I feel like it would just look weird.
Yeah.
Because I've never done it.
Yeah.
Like I've never done it at all. Plus there's certain patches like right here.
Yeah.
It's like I always tell people it's like in Joe Dirt, where it's like it just comes in all white trashy like that. That's basically what happens. Like there's little patches where they are so smooth. Don't shave it. I just let it grow out, and like there's like hair, and there's like these 2 little circles. It's like they're like designated for like the cartoon like blush, like those red circles on cartoons' faces. That's basically what it's like.
Oh my god.
It's pretty bad. So no, I mean at one point I thought I wonder what I would look like with like a goatee, like back in the day, like when I was in high school.
Yeah.
But then I saw kind of like what it started to look like. I'm like, I don't look great. So I just keep it shaven.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, everyone does their facial hairdos, whatever, differently. So.
Yeah. Well, even my hair, like I keep my hair pretty short.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes I'll go to the barber and they're like, oh, it doesn't seem that long. I said, for me, this is pretty long. Yeah. So just cut my hair, please.
Just cut it.
Just cut it. 'Cause especially during the summer, like because I have like dark black hair.
Yeah.
And so like if I'm working out, especially if I'm running in the sun, it's just like I have like a little like an oven on top of my head. It's just baking the dome. So so this is all I have to say is this is very strange having something here because I'm not used to it.
You're not used to it.
Even like the no shave November, I've never done it. I'll donate.
Yeah.
I've done that, but I was like, I
Yeah.
can't rock with you guys on this
Yeah.
this movement because
That's
I
when they
can't do
grow.
it.
That's when they just don't shave at all. Is
Right.
that what it is?
Right.
Oh, like no, you don't even trim or anything. What if like?
I don't think so. I mean, maybe they do. See, that's how I'm so far out of the loop on this stuff because I'm like, sorry guys, can't do it. I think my youngest brother has done it before, but he can grow facial hair a little better. Actually, a lot better. Like I said, I can't at all. So, anyways, none of this matters. I just wanted to mention.
Learn something.
Yeah. So if you guys are ever wondering when you watch the videos of me why he doesn't have facial hair, that's why. That's why. My wife would divorce me. That's pretty much it.
She's like, no thanks.
Yeah. Even my daughter sometimes will be playing, and if I haven't shaved for like a day or two, they'll like grab my face and like, what in the world is that? I'm like, hey, calm down. Or they'll tell me if I miss a spot, it's like, this is kind of rough here. Like, okay, give me a second. Time out in the game. I'm gonna go shave so I don't get criticized anymore. My own house.
All these girls criticizing you in your house.
I know. I used to like when I was living at home, and if I would get dressed or something, and I would ask my sister, who you are friends with, like, hey, how do I look? And she's the worst because she will say, like, she has an honest opinion, but she doesn't want to say it at first. And so now, we've known each other for a long time. I know I can kind of read her. So I'm like, hey, how do I look? She's like, I'm good. Okay. Now that we got the fake answer out of the way, how do I really look? She's like, well, you can change this and this and this. I'm like, okay, why don't we just start there? Why don't we just start there? Because I can tell by your look.
She's like, I just don't want to hurt your feelings.
Yeah, but see, like the judgment hurt my feelings because you're like, oh, you look fine, but I can tell your eyes, your body language, all of it said, you look like a clown. Let's change it up. So I'm used to it at this point.
Yeah,
it's fine.
You can read it.
Yeah. That is, I was thinking, I don't know how you feel about this because this is something my wife and I talked about quite a bit. I feel like for me, when it comes, because you were mentioning fall, I feel like when fall, because I love summer. I love spring. I love summer. Baseball's back. I love being out in the warm weather, even the hot weather. I'm fine with it. Like just all the summer activities, it's my favorite. But I will say the one thing that's challenging for me during the summer is like what I wear. Because I feel like if you have summer clothes, like it just doesn't look as good on me. You know what I mean? Or not look as good on me, but it's just like there's less. I feel like I have less options. Yeah. But as a guy during the winter, I feel like I have like my clothes options are better. Like I heard someone say that like you feel better in like winter clothes options and fall clothes options because there's for me like those options for me are just a little bit nicer. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Is that the same for girls?
Well, yeah. I mean, for me personally, it's like a comfort level thing, right? It's like, yeah, because in the summer, for me, I'm like, okay, it's hot outside. I just have shorts and a tank top. But I don't want to wear shorts and a tank top. Like I'm not, I haven't worked out in a week or my legs are too white. Like I have all these things that like, I'm like, I just don't want to show. I want to, I just want to cover up a little more. Yeah. It's much more comfortable. And a lot of girls can probably agree in the fall just to have like pants and a big sweatshirt.
Right. So we're kind of on the same page here.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. You could just, more layers. You can do more with it.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. I don't get too fancy, but I do feel like I look a little bit nicer.
Yeah.
Now take that with a grain of salt. I'm no Travis Cole. Like when I worked with that dude, it's like, I look like a scrub every day. This sucks. I'm putting on my best. Like I basically need to put on a tuxedo to keep up with him.
And I saw him at the half marathon that I ran.
Yeah. Him and I were talking about that a little bit.
Yeah,
and I told him this, like and I've told you this before. I'm gonna say it again. I feel like you just need to do a full marathon at this point.
I know. The CIM is, I think, December.
It's the first weekend of December.
Yeah, I didn't sign up for it in time though. Maybe next year. We're in a few more halves and then do a full.
Here's what I'm saying. You don't even need to do halves anymore. Just do the full thing.
I do it. I just do it for the beer. Afterwards, I'm running. I'm like, I get a beer in a second.
There was on the CIM. I don't know if they do. I don't think they do this every year. No, they did do it every year. There was a place, and I don't know who they were affiliated with, but they did have little like Dixie cups of beer and little pancakes.
Oh,
yeah,
little pancakes. That's nice.
Pancakes. Like I said, I don't drink,
cup?
but I did grab a couple of those pancakes. They were nice.
Yeah,
It was like mile 22. They needed you to finish the run. Yeah.
Oh, like during the run.
Yeah, no, it was during the run.
Sweet. Okay.
All right. It's like you see Deb out there with like a Camelback, like fill it up. Like you're like,
keep going.
You got 4.6 left. What are you doing?
Well, ironically, so before my soccer games, I just had a game last night. We'll go out. If it's late enough, we'll go. I mean, if the game is late enough, we'll go out and have a drink before the game. Okay. And lately, the past couple weeks, I haven't because I'm like, no, like sometimes just hit or miss.
Yeah.
And so, but the last couple weeks I've been like not doing well, like in my own opinion, just like not contributing enough, like not like sucking, like getting tired for some reason.
On the soccer field?
Yeah.
You really do take
And
this seriously. I wasn't sure what you were talking about. Like, I've been laying the team down. I don't contribute enough.
No, I just like, I'm tired. And so so anyway, last night I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna drink a beer. Like, I'm not doing great anyway, whatever. And I actually like felt way more energized running around after drinking a beer. And I don't know why. I don't know.
Is that a carb thing?
I mean, maybe it could be a carb thing, but it also, my theory is that, so, you know, like alcohol, like slows your heart rate down.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if before, when I was playing without drinking a beer, like my heart rate was just too fast and I was just getting tired, like drained. And then I'm wondering if the beer like countered it.
Have we talked about this before?
I feel like we have. I don't know.
Might be true. I feel like we had 2 studies here, 2 case studies.
Well, that happened before. Remember, I think I told you that I drank too many Red Bulls before one of my games. And
That's
then
what it was, yeah.
afterwards, my friend said, drink this beer, you'll be fine. And I felt better. So, yeah, so that's my theory of why I think I played better or felt better, because I drank one beer before.
There you go. This is a terrible advertisement for you as a trainer. If you were still training people, it's like, I think it was this.
Drink a beer.
A couple of Red
Go
Bulls.
for it.
It'll be fine. My daughter's 13.
Just
It's fine.
have a sip. It's fine.
Coach Deb said
It'll
it's
help
fine.
with your heart rate. Yeah,
Like,
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. That's just my theory.
Hey,
But
whatever works.
anyway,
Yeah,
started
whatever
talking
works.
about that because of the beer, the half marathon beer. But yes, I should just sign up for one.
At this point, you should just do it. You could do it.
I know, that's a long time.
But you know you could do it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
To make sure.
question mark.
Because at a certain point, like I
so.
feel like you go halfway, you might as well just do the
I
rest of it. Like I know it sounds silly, but I think once you're out there,
Dude.
you could do it.
But when I'm done with the half marathon, I'm like literally cannot run anymore. Like I'm done. Because I
Here's the
won't
difference.
stop. I'll run a half marathon.
See?
Oh, God.
But see, that's the thing. Like you're gonna have the same mentality. You're just going a little bit further. Like you're just like,
I get another 13 miles further.
at a certain point, like I feel like you can't even feel your legs. You know what I mean?
Because you've done them before.
Yeah, I've done 4. The fact that I've
See?
done 1 means that you could probably do them easy.
Yeah.
What was your time for the half?
2:15.
That's pretty good.
I think we're 2:15.
Probably faster than I was.
My goal was not to stop, and I just would stop to take like water sips, like, and I would stop for 2 seconds, sip the water, and then, because I can't run and drink water. I don't know. Anyone who could do that, great. Hats off to you, but there's no way.
If I do that,
I have
think I do.
I have a straw situation anyway, so like.
So I feel like, why
can't.
don't you use a Camelback?
I know I should, huh?
I think so.
I should just do that, but then I'd have to pee.
Well, that was my next question. Not to get too personal, but do you have to pee?
So no, not the first one. When I did one a few months ago in Santa Rosa, I had to pee. I had to stop and pee halfway. There were porta potties like at each stop.
Yeah.
So I wasted time doing that. So, but this time around, I didn't have to pee.
Okay.
So, and I was very careful with how much water I was drinking.
Nice. Do you use the goo?
No.
Okay.
Or I didn't at least. I don't
Okay.
know if I
Have you
did.
had it before?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's actually not bad.
Yeah.
It's weird. Like there's a certain point when I run,
Yeah.
even now when I'm just going out and trying to stay active and healthy, there's a certain point where like the food doesn't sound good, like nothing sounds good, and then you cross over into like the 10-mile territory, and then everything sounds good. Like I've been on runs before, it's like I can't wait to get home because I'm like in my mind picturing what's in the refrigerator. It's like I can't wait to eat all of that. And but like there's a certain point where like I feel so sick right now. If I had a bite of anything, I'm just gonna lose it. But that's what happened with my first marathon. I ate a decent amount of that goo. And later that night I got sick.
Oh.
Yeah, it
so
wasn't
too
great.
much of it?
Yeah.
So is it like electrolytes and carbs in it, or like what's?
I think it's a carb thing. Maybe electrolytes. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. They said it's good for you during the run, so I ate it.
I said it was, so I did it.
People that are much better runners than I was, or than I am, said it was a good idea. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna do it. And it does. I do feel like it helps. Because I feel like those little hunger things that you feel throughout, it does help with that.
Yeah.
Any runner who's listening right now, like Paul, is probably listening. Like that's all wrong. You don't.
That's
do
all
correctly.
wrong. You're not supposed to have that.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like they do help. It is weird though when you do those marathons. Like people just chuck the packets.
Yeah.
And you have to be really careful, especially the CIM, because it is in the middle of, or it's at the beginning of winter.
Right.
So it's a little slicker. We went to one that was so cold at the start, and it didn't really warm up the entire day.
Really?
It was brutal.
Oh.
It was horrible. Because it starts at I think 7 is when it starts.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was very, very.
So even like as you're running
chilly.
and like your body's heating up and stuff, like it's still freezing, like you're
It was
running
really
outside.
cold. And for me, I get warm really quick. So I always hate when I step out of the house and I'm like, oh, it's so cold.
Yeah.
But I know like I have to kind of be smart about what I'm wearing.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm going to get warm pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And usually after a couple miles, like, okay, now I'm warm and I could, be out here in like a tank top and I'd be fine.
Yeah.
But that one, I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't really feel like my hands until
Yeah.
maybe mile 7.
Yeah.
And I've never experienced that before. It was so cold.
That is mile 7. That's crazy. Well, and I feel like, at least for me, the half marathons that I've done, like after a while, your body like temperature regulates itself. Then it goes back to like a normal state, especially if you're going at a steady pace.
Right.
Because I do remember feeling like burning up, and then like halfway through being like, I feel fine. Like not, I don't feel super hot.
Right.
So I feel like, so that I could see how if it's freezing outside, how it would just, well, it's going to be cold the whole time. Well,
It was
your
horrible.
face, I hate when your face is cold
Mm-hmm.
because the wind is hitting your face. How do you?
Yeah.
I just would wear, like in the winter when I run outside, I wear a head wrap to cover my forehead.
Mm-hmm. Smart.
And that's it. I need like earmuffs next or something because
Yeah.
your face is just freezing, like a frozen
It definitely is it's the worst
ice
part of
cube.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I always feel like there's ice cubes in my chest, like in my lungs.
Yeah, yeah.
They're just like rattling around there
Yeah.
like an ice sea. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm going to die. Yeah. And it's like, I know people hate running in the summer.
Yeah.
I would rather just be like dripping with sweat and just exhausted from the heat
Yeah.
over the cold. I hate the cold so much.
I don't like the cold.
But that's just
I'm
me.
cool off the cold. I'm more so, I like the fall weather, like right now. Well, next week is supposed to be a little nicer, I think.
Yeah. It's not
By
bad this
by the
weekend, though, I
time-
don't think.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but
It
perfect
hasn't
in
been
time for
bad.
Halloween.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
For it to cool down and wear hot costumes like this.
Mhm.
Warm costume.
Well, there was definitely times when I was younger trick-or-treating
Yeah.
where it didn't really cool down. And I would wear it was like a gorilla costume. And I put a baseball uniform on the gorilla. And so what my mom did is she took, instead of buying like the full gorilla suit, we
Yeah.
bought the mask.
Yeah.
But then she bought a black sweatshirt.
Okay.
And then put like glued, like super glued, or no, sewed patches of like black hair on there for like the gorilla.
Oh, really?
So it looked really cool.
Nice.
It was obviously a lot cheaper and it looked
Yeah.
even better than the costume. But when you're rolling around on a hot Halloween, it's very toasty. It's like a sauna suit. It was like, and I was pretty thin back then, so it was like I have nothing to lose. So it was tough, but
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. That's
that was
a good
actually one of the
costume.
questions. Do you have a favorite costume that you had growing up?
I mean, I was a Little Mermaid several times, and I was little. Not surprising.
All right, there we go. We found our favorite.
No, well, I don't know if I have a favorite. I do remember being one year. I remember being a bride. Oh my God, maybe that's like the funniest.
That's
one.
aggressive. All right, go ahead.
I was a bride one year. Well, I think I was like 10.
Okay,
I don't know.
that's interesting. That's not a bad thing. I'm just saying I'm surprised.
I'm surprised my parents let me be one. I'm like, what? It's like a 10-year-old little bride just walking around. I was a bride one year. I was a softball player one year.
Okay, I feel like that's cheating.
Just wear my softball stuff.
That sounds like you had practice and like we got to go
Oh.
trick or treating.
Oh, I got really lazy in high school. So me and my friends,
Okay.
we would just, like, our costume would be like, we're just going to be boys. And we just would dress in baggy clothes and wear
All right.
backwards hats and put, like, our hair up so you couldn't see our hair. We literally would just, like, we're going to be boys.
Then
And we're
let me
going
ask
to be
you,
skaters.
did you guys look like boys?
I mean,
Did anybody fool anybody? It's like, oh,
no.
okay. Just asking. I don't know if it's a bad thing to ask.
Well, I mean, there's the boob situation. So one of my friends did
What-
get away with
well,
it.
never mind.
I could not get away with it, but one of my friends could get away with me being a boy.
Okay.
Josh is holding back.
I'm being tricked here. This happened last time too. Deb said something. I was like, I will not fall for this. I'm not gonna fall for this one either. Especially dressed like this. How are they dressed again? I dressed like a woman.
You did?
Mm-hmm. For Halloween, I was in middle school, which is really interesting because at that point, like I wasn't shaving yet, but like you had the facial hair, like like that, just like dirty mustache that was starting to come in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I dressed up like a woman and went trick or treating, and it was actually a lot of fun. I will say.
No, did you fool anybody or no?
Oh no. Well, maybe they're like, my goodness. They'd be like, how much TRT is that woman taking? Something's not right. The hormones are off balance. No, I didn't fool anybody. I went with a buddy of mine. We went trick or treating around his neighborhood, not my neighborhood. My mom's like, not gonna happen. And so, yeah, we went trick or treating. But like we're not gonna call her a lady of the night, but basically, it was a hooker. And so I talked to her like I talk about her like she's another person. I was wearing like a leopard like tie thing, black shirt, black pants that were pretty tight.
That's why your mom's like, you're not going in our neighborhood.
Oh, she's like, no, we have a good reputation in our neighborhood. This is not going to happen. Go to your friend's neighborhood. And I did have the boobs.
That's probably the most fun part.
It wasn't bad. I'm like, I understand why some women are like, this is very annoying. I got it. It gave me a different perspective on life. But
I'm glad you feel our pain.
yeah, I got to see the other side. Yeah. And I kept my hands to myself. I didn't touch myself. I was like, oh, these are kind of nice.
Don't lie.
Yeah, I did a couple times. I just wonder what. But yeah, no, it was super funny because a couple of people like had fun with it. Like when we went trick or treating. One guy it was a younger couple, and the guy came to the door, and his wife like starts coming. He's like, "Hey, honey, it's fine. Don't worry about it. I got this one." And so that we were joking about that.
Yeah.
And then there was one older guy. Oh, and then also that younger guy dropped a piece of candy on purpose. He's like, "Oops, I dropped a piece of candy."
Shut up.
Yeah, it was super funny. Like, oh, I'll pick it up. And which is probably my friend's like, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna invite this guy trick or treating again. And then another guy he was an older guy. He came to the door with a cane, and he opened the door, trick or treat, and he just stared at me. So you were by far the ugliest woman I've ever seen.
Shut up.
And so we were laughing about that. He gave me like a ton of candy. That was the awesome part about it. Like people appreciated, I think, the balls that it took to just go around as an 8th grader doing that. So like, hey, you deserve extra. Like, thank you so much. It's been a long night. And someone in my profession, I don't know what the night's gonna has in store for me. So gotta be careful out here. So yeah.
Now, what was the last thing you dressed up as? Like, did you dress up last year?
Well, not really. I know at work. I say not really, but at work they did. No, that wasn't last year because of COVID.
Yeah.
And that really throws me off because sometimes it feels like it was last year, but it wasn't.
Yeah. Well, last year I
don't think I dressed up as anything. I think the last time I did was at work, and our group did an 80s theme.
Yeah.
And so I found like an 80s rocker wig, and I basically had black jeans, a white T-shirt, and I had like a little boom box and sunglasses with me.
Nice.
So nothing. I didn't go all out.
Nice.
My coworkers definitely did a better job than I did. But that was probably the last thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you?
I wore this to school, and I don't like. I don't remember what I did like on the actual like day of Halloween, or if this was on the day of Halloween. I don't remember. But I think that's all I wore that was this last year. But the year before I was a mermaid. So I have like a little mermaid tail, which I almost showed up in that today.
I had a feeling. I was wondering.
I was like, it's kind of too obvious, but this is still like mermaidy. So.
Right. So it's still present.
Counts. Yeah.
I remember in middle school, I had a teacher. He was an English teacher, kind of a wild dude. He was definitely a younger teacher at that point, and definitely a guy that liked to party.
Okay.
And he would share some of that stuff, not in full detail, but he would kind of share a little bit with the class, probably more than he should have. But he went to that, and I don't know if you remember this, or you haven't been here super long, so maybe you probably wouldn't be aware. But there used to be something at Cal Expo, and I can't remember what the name of it was, but it was like this big Halloween party at Cal Expo, and he was telling us how he always looked forward to going to that. Which I'm like, at that point, I'm like, we should probably stop the story here. But then he was saying, he's like, it just gets wild. He's like, people are half naked. Some people are basically completely naked. He's like,
because they're in costume, quote unquote. They're costume.
Right. Yeah. It's like they dress up as like Bruno or Borat. Sorry, Borat. It's like, okay, that's pushing it. But, and just like, he's like, people are like 3 people are in one costume, like all of these crazy things.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I have no interest. Like, I'm not a huge fan of crowds like that. I want no part of that. Do you enjoy doing stuff like that?
No, like,
because here's the thing, you go to like a lot of, you're super busy. We talked about this already, but you're always busy doing stuff and like concerts and stuff like that. By the way, I'm gonna go see Dave Chappelle.
You
and
are.
Chris Rock. Me and my wife are gonna see that.
Okay, I saw all that.
Yeah.
Do you know if tickets are sold out yet?
They're not sold out, but they are not cheap. I did the pre-sale, which I've never done. I'm not gonna tell the whole pre-sale thing again. I've told Jordan and I've told other people this, so I'm not gonna go into it. But I've never done it before. Pre-sale is definitely the way to go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I've never done it.
It's a
discount. You're you get like so many more choices.
Yeah.
Super exciting.
Very cool. Okay.
He's my favorite. He's the GOAT for sure.
Okay.
In my eyes.
I'm gonna look it up and see how expensive it is. But anyway, I like events. I like, like I was at a country music festival last weekend. I went to Aftershock for a day the weekend before.
Which is kind of like Halloween.
I mean, yes. Look at Jordan's face.
Am I wrong? No.
No, he's not. No, you're not wrong. It was very. I mean, and I was gonna get my camera out and like take pictures, but I don't know. I just was like, I don't know if the etiquette is here, but like it was very.
I feel
people
it's
were
very
like
loose.
in costumes. Oh my God, there was a girl on stilts. And
Really?
Yeah, and you couldn't like the stilts were like looked like long bell bottom pants.
Okay.
And so she's on the stilts, super high up, and she's dressed up too. I don't know how she stayed balanced. I mean, I talk about how I spill things all the time, but
Yeah,
anyway,
still for you.
Yeah, so she's on stilts, and she has 2 bottles of Jack Daniels in her hand.
Oh.
And people are like taking pictures and videos and stuff because she's like pouring Jack Daniels into like guys' mouths, like are hanging
From the top.
from where she is, and like there's someone next to her like
that's pretty impressive.
tilting their face up at her, opening their mouth, and she's like, "Here you go." It was wild and
pretty impressive.
It was. I mean, I just wore shorts and a t-shirt and my Converse, and there's a lot of people dressed up like in like fairy costumes. There were people with almost no clothes on. It was wild. That was the first time I've ever been to that. It was wild.
Yeah. Yeah, Rachel ran into traffic from that.
Oh, she did.
And she's like, "What is going on?" Oh,
Yeah,
it's Aftershock.
insane. Yeah.
It's a wild thing.
Event.
So I would never go.
Yeah. So okay. So I do I'll do things like that. Halloween. Like I remember going out in the Midtown area for Halloween one year.
Sure.
And I just remember seeing like so many people dressed up and walking around and immediately being like, ugh, I want to go home. This is like not it for me. And
Which is interesting because I feel like your tolerance for that, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like your tolerance for that stuff is like, mine is very low. I'm like, but it's funny because I love going to sporting events. I love going to, I'll be honest, I love music, but I think the older I've gotten, I don't enjoy concerts as much.
Yeah.
I love stand-up comedy. So
Yeah.
if I can go to those, and I know some people are like, that sounds idiotic. It's true. I love stand-up. So if I have a chance to go to a stand-up show or go see a hip hop concert, I would always choose stand-up.
Yeah.
But that's just because I feel like even though I'm not old for the music thing, just like my mentality, I'm like, I just want to be here.
Yeah. Well, that's like stand up. I get it. It's a show. It's like, it's hilarious. Like everyone's having a good time. Everyone's holding still. But
Right.
like at festivals, people are moving. People
Right.
are getting drunk. People like are just, there's that factor too, right? I think I more so like the people watching. But same after
Right.
a while, like the crowds after a while, like if I'm especially somewhere all day,
Right.
I want to go home. Like it's too, in my
too
mind,
much.
I'm like, it's too crowded. That line is too long over there. I'm thirsty. I'm hungry. I'm tired.
I'm cranky. Like
I'm cranky. I want
just
to go
gonna fight
home.
someone.
I'm done. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I definitely, if I go to events, I'm always like, okay, I'm ready to go. Let's go. I usually end up just staying the whole time. But in my mind, I'm ready to
Okay.
go early. But then my friends are like, no, like we're here. And I'm like, ugh, you're right. We're here.
And it's not a bad, I mean, it sounds simple,
Yeah.
but that's not a bad argument.
Yeah.
It's like you made it this far.
We're
You're here, you might as well
We're
stay.
It's almost over. Just stay. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that's
but
right.
I
I
haven't
don't-
been to a Halloween thing in a while.
I have no desire.
It's
I have no desire.
well,
It's like a nightmare for me. It's like, oh, I don't want to go to this.
but it is people wear whatever they want because it's Halloween, so it's like a quote costume. And I
Right.
don't know that I care to see naked people or half naked people all night long. I don't know if that's my
Yeah,
might cool
well,
off that too.
especially some people. Maybe some people that haven't been to the gym for a bit. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
There's some people that get a little bit free with the costume thing. It's like, well, like there's some people you look at and it's like, I understand why you can get away with this because
Yeah.
you've been at the gym quite a bit. You have not been to the gym, and you shouldn't be doing
awkward.
this. It's tough. But hey,
Yeah.
good for you. If you want to do that, it's not gonna bother me because I will not be there.
Josh is like, I'm not gonna watch you be there. I'm not gonna be there. so okay.
No. Like you said, that I will say the people watching part is
Yeah.
fun
Yeah.
because I by nature love to make fun. So I don't know if you realized that podcasting with me for 4 years.
No, not at all.
I would never make fun of you.
You would never make fun
No.
of me. You've never.
No, never. I'm too nice. But no, that's just like by nature. That's just like something inside
Yeah.
of me.
Yeah.
I just enjoy doing that. Not even meant to be like in a mean way. It's just like there's certain things you see that are funny.
Yeah.
It's like I have to comment on this somehow. Jordan and I, we didn't mention, but Jordan is here again. Shout out to Jordan, helping us out
Hey.
again. I also
Yeah.
gave him a stool this time instead of making him stand
the
here for the whole
Poor
time.
thing.
But him and I went to Universal Studios a few years ago.
Yeah.
And which I love. I love that place. I love movies. It's a fun place to be. But we happened to go because we went down for a Dodgers playoff game, which I don't mean to bring this up. But the reason Jordan's here tonight is because the Dodgers are playing.
Oh yeah, you already said that to him too.
Yeah. So I didn't want to bring that up, but I feel like it should be said. So he's a good man because he could have just like screw it all. I'm not showing up for anything, but he didn't. He was kind enough to be here. But we went to a Dodgers playoff game in LA. And so then the day before, we're like, hey, let's go to, or the day after we went to Universal. The downside about that is it is during this time of the year and they have whatever their Halloween terror nights are. And so, we did the day we did the Universal stuff during the day. And then as we were leaving, they shut down the park early because they get ready for all of the horror fest stuff, whatever it's called. And I'll tell you what, I don't want to be judgmental. But there are some real freaks that walk in the park after, like, as we're leaving. Some of these people, I'm like, you love Halloween too much. Like, I think you may have murdered someone.
Oh my God.
At some point. Like, it's wild. It's like what you're saying about like aftershock, but like I said, some of these people take it very seriously. And so I'm like, okay, I'm glad we're leaving. I'm glad we're gone. Yeah, I don't need to be around this because
it's not my thing.
I don't like horror movies.
I don't either.
It's just not my thing. I don't need to see someone get chopped up.
I watched the first episode of the Jeffrey Dahmer series. And
that makes sense because you're a 30-year-old woman. Which seems to be a popular demographic.
Well, yeah, that's true. But yeah, that's true. And I was done. I was like, I've seen enough. I cannot watch. It was like a series, right? So there's more. Yeah. But the first episode, if no one's watched it, it's just basically starts off with actually how he got caught. Like the last victim who actually got away and got him arrested. But when they arrested him, then they searched his apartment because his apartment was disgusting. Like you walk in. Did you watch it, George? Okay, you're not going to watch it. Okay. It's disgusting. No. They would walk in and they'd be like, what does that smell? Right. And so anyway, spoiler alerts if no one has watched it, but obviously it's already happened in real life, so people probably already know. But he had a head in his freezer. Oh yeah. He had bins of body parts, just all over his apartment. Right. So I saw all that and I watched all that and I was like, I'm cool. No thanks. I don't need to.
I'm with you. I'm good. I remember hearing the stories about him years ago and not shows or anything like that, but you would hear people just say like, oh yeah, this dude was crazy. Yeah. Would do these different things. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I get the idea of who he was. Yeah. But I mean, it is weird though. People are fascinated by it. Right. I don't get it.
Well, here's the thing. And this is the female in me, of course, because we all are fascinated with the psychological part of killers, but I'm always fascinated of that part, their brain, is something missing, is part of your brain missing and that's why you do that, or something's not firing correctly, or what happened in your childhood, blah blah blah. But I don't care to know the details of how you killed someone, what you did, what it looks like all that stuff. I'm just no.
Yeah, which is kind of gross. Yeah. If he was missing part of his brain, he had plenty to choose from.
Yeah, right.
As a replacement.
Yeah, but I know some people were like, oh my God, it was so good, you have to watch it. And I watched the first one and I was like, are you joking? No thanks, I'm cool.
I know, the acting was so good. I'll take your word for it. I don't need to see that for myself.
No, and then I had someone text me saying, no, this is disturbing. Do not watch the rest of it.
100%.
I will not.
What are we doing here, people? Yeah. No judgment, but I can't
but some people like it, and some people are fine with it and don't lose any sleep. I would not I could barely sleep that night. Yeah. And it and it's he's always he's not roaming the streets, but just the thought of all that, I could not sleep.
Well, and the interest, I hope this is okay. You've mentioned this before. Yeah. We're kind of, you and I are in similar boats, but at opposite ends of the spectrum, because you live alone. So that would kind of adds to the creepiness factor. Yeah. I have a wife and kids. That adds to the creepiness factor for me. You know what I mean? So it's
yeah, you're no, I don't need to be thinking about that all the time.
No. It's I worry enough.
I worry enough.
I don't need to worry about Dahmer. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's very bizarre, all that stuff that people love. But I mean, people love horror movies though. I know a ton of people that just they love Halloween so much. As much as I love Christmas, they get as much joy watching horror movies, watching haunted houses. Did you do haunted houses?
Oh, I hate I will not. Oh no. So I went when you're talking about Universal Studios. So I think I was 16, and I went there with just my family and my sister's at the time boyfriend, now husband, with his family too, and so his sister And she and I are good friends to this day. But we were joking because we bonded in that haunted house because now this is when, I don't know if they do this anymore, but this is when they had people come out and like chase you.
I think they do.
I will punch someone today, but if you're going to chase me. But back then, like, I didn't know what to do. And my family was with me, and she and I, and it was raining. I remember it was raining outside because we had an umbrella, and we would like open the umbrella to like shield ourselves. And we were just screaming, and our family's behind us laughing, just like cracking up. I thought it was so funny. We were like, crying. We were like crying, and we were like poking our umbrella like at the people to like get away from us, and then we just end up running out of there. So I do. I'm like so cool off that.
It's not fun to me.
It's not.
Yeah,
fun.
and I feel like those people have
like
to be aware of that too, right? Like, there's gonna be people that have things like
Don't
umbrellas
like it.
or have reactions where it's like, you know what I mean?
Right?
I would
Yeah.
assume so. That's kind of part of the job. Like, you can't be surprised if you jump out at some kid and they swing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Like these days,
You're right.
I'll swing. So I'm not going to
Swing. You guys have been warned. If you're at a haunted house, you see Deb, maybe just let her pass by with no jump scares or anything like that.
I scroll on Instagram a lot and whatever, and I've seen there was a short video of a meme, like it looked like there was like a hidden camera in one of the haunted, I don't know where it was, but it was set on the caption, it said the ghost helped the customer find the exit or whatever, because like, and he scared her, and like she's like, but then she's like trying to find, and like he just walks over and like pushes the door open. Okay, here you go.
Oh, that's
it's
funny.
This way, and it was just fun.
That is funny.
He like had to get out of character to help her.
Like turns into
like,
Casper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was funny. But yeah, I'm cool off of all those things. But
Yeah.
I have a friend who loves Halloween.
Okay.
And she's one of my coworkers. She's into it. The inside of her house is actually always like Tim Burton theme. It's
Always?
Oh,
interesting.
Yeah. So that sort of Halloween theme, but she's
Sure.
not into the horror movies. Like she won't want, like she doesn't like those, but her house is like always ready for Halloween.
You see like Beetlejuice.
Like she has like skeletons. Yeah. Like kind of style. Yeah.
Interesting.
She likes the Tim Burton, like, I guess, vibe.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So,
I mean, I would say it's a little different.
Yeah.
Like, it's like no offense,
style.
but like it is a weird like look. Like it's a very distinct, weird style that he uses, but I wouldn't say scary.
Yeah, she likes getting into it. She decorates and she'll get all festive and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, but not into the horror movies.
Which makes
Those
sense. I just don't understand the point of them. I don't want to be scared. I like comedies better. I just like to laugh.
And of course, I have high school students that come up to me. Did you see the new Halloween movie? I'm like, I will not. No. There's another one. They're like, yeah, it's called Halloween Ends. And they're like, let me just tell you what happens at the end. I'm like, let me guess. Mike Myers dies. And like, yeah, they finally killed him. They shredded him. What?
Ooh, that's aggressive.
They shredded his body. I'm like, okay.
This
is why I can't.
He's not dead.
I can't. Well, then there's that too. I'm like, there's no way. I don't want to give spoiler alerts if anyone wants to watch that movie, but I made the kid give me all the spoilers. I'm like, I'm not going to watch it. You can just tell me.
Yeah,
Because he was like dying to tell me what happened.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to ruin it for you. And I'm like, no, please ruin it. I'm
We're
not
good.
watching
You
it.
can't mess up
You
here.
can't mess up here. Exactly.
Excuse me.
Yeah, it's always interesting.
It is. Yeah, the haunted house thing for me. I had a friend who his birthday was around Halloween, and so anytime he had like a birthday birthday party, especially as we got older, it would be like they would go out to dinner somewhere, and then like they would go to a local haunted house.
Oh.
And I remember there's a place in Fair Oaks or Carmichael, I guess, that was it was a laser tag. It was a laser tag place.
Yeah.
And then at a certain point, they shut it down, and they had a haunted house in there, which is a pretty cool idea because just because of the way a laser tag place kind of goes up and down and all the blocks.
Yeah.
And that was always terrifying. I'm like, oh, I don't want to go to this guy's birthday party anymore. This is scary. But they did one. It was like an asylum, and there was like a clown in there.
Oh no.
And I'll never forget. There was this clown in the corner in a cage, but in order to go like around the cage, it was like this narrow.
Oh hell no.
And so it was like, oh, and the clown, is just kind of reaching out for you. And at the very end, you just hear like a chainsaw rip, and it's like it's like Bozo got out. I was like, no. There it is.
I mean, that is like the most psychologically like I'd be like, no, I'm screwed psychologically after that.
Clowns,
like,
yeah, clowns are scary enough. I'm not a clown fan either.
Yeah.
So yeah, killer clown? No, I'm good.
No thanks.
I'm
cool.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna ask this. One of the questions we put out something on Instagram today, asking what if anybody had any questions, and No one really did. But my wife came through and asked a question. When you were trick or treating, so did you trick or treat?
Like growing up, you
Yeah.
mean? Yeah.
Or this year? Are you planning trick or treat?
Oh God, this year? No. Well, I mean, I don't know what I'm doing this year, but
All right.
when I was younger, I would. But I
Yeah.
mean, a few years ago during COVID,
You trick or treated?
no, but I gave out. So listen, so we had a bunch of, at the house that I was living in, we had like a Halloween party, like on Halloween.
Okay,
night.
cool.
And we had people over. And we didn't know what it was going to be like with neighborhoods and trick or treaters because it was still COVID, right?
Right.
You know, technically, I guess, because this was 2 years ago.
Right.
And so we had a bowl of candy by the front door.
Yeah.
And so we didn't have a ton. And so, someone would knock on the door and I'd go out there with the bowl or whatever. And then I started handing out seltzers to the parents. And so I had candy for the kids, and I was like, "Do you want a seltzer?" Because we had so much alcohol in the house because there were so many people, too much alcohol. Like we're not going to drink all.
We got too much, yeah.
And so I started handing out seltzers for the adults and candy for the kids.
I know some people that do that.
They were very appreciative.
Oh, I'm sure they were. I know some people that do that. They pass out candy from their front, like their driveway.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And so they get together with people. They have a fire pit, and then. Yeah, it's like kids over here, parents over here.
Yeah.
And so, that's a good idea. I'm sure, like I said, or like you said, I'm sure they loved it.
I think every house should have a seltzer or a beer for parents if they want one.
Maybe not every house. That's might be aggressive. Parents start losing kids.
Right.
Like,
or just like a drumstick ice cream for the parents or something.
There you go.
That's also nice.
There you go. Like every house. She's trying to get the whole block drunk. These parents just stumbling. It's like, this is The Walking Dead.
This is The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
When I was little, I would trick or treat. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I did too.
Yeah.
And we did it in our neighborhood, and then at a certain point, went out with friends and went to their neighborhoods. There's always those neighborhoods where you enjoyed going to, especially as you got older, because you knew they had more money.
You have to drive. For me, I had to drive there. We would drive to the neighborhood.
We would. We did the same thing. Like we don't belong here, but we know you have the good candy here.
Yeah.
What did you use? So the question was, what did you use when you were trick or treating?
So when I was little, I remember using an actual pillowcase for that, or when I was little, I remember having a bucket, and there's pictures. I think that's why I remember.
Sure.
Because pictures, just like a Halloween like little bowl with a handle.
Right.
Not Halloween, excuse me, a jack-o'-lantern.
Right.
Bowl with a handle, and then pillowcases. And then I think that's it. I think that's all I used. What? Yeah. Did you use the same?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I think at a certain point you're using like you said, this like the standard.
Yeah.
Like jack-o'-lantern bucket.
Yeah.
And then I got to a certain point where it was the pillowcase.
Yeah.
And I think I don't know. Sometimes the pillowcase is kind of a pain. It depends what you're wearing. Like I wouldn't want to.
Yeah.
It's kind of a creepy sound.
rubbing them
together. Like if you have gloves on, sometimes the pillowcase got a little bit weird. Like you really had to, hold on to it tight and like kind of wrap it around because it would get a little bit slippery. So I had my Gorilla gloves.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And then it gets heavy after a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There was one Halloween I remember it was miserable. And it's not that I remember it through pictures or videos. Like I remember it because it was, I don't know. I think I was in grade school and I was really sick. Like I remember going to school that day and like, in grade school, they give you like candy or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I remember eating like a bunch of popcorn balls. I just ate a bunch of shit, basically. And I remember getting home and being like, I don't feel good. And I remember puking many times. And my parents were like, uh-oh.
This is not good.
Yeah, and it was Halloween night. And I have a sister, so it's not like they're like, oh, we'll just stay home.
Oh, she probably hated you.
Oh, no. Well, like we went to I don't know if we weren't going to go door to door that night anyway or what, but we went to like our church carnival festival. Yeah, the whole night I was in the back of my dad's truck just laying down because they're like, well, we got to take you. We're not leaving you here alone.
Put in the truck.
We're not going to ruin it for your sister.
Crack a window.
We went there and my dad had a little like Ford, like Toyota pickup with a little, with a shell because we would go camping a lot. So I just laid back. I remember literally sleeping back there. I was miserable because I was like, I just want to go have fun. And go play all those games. Oh, I was like throwing up in there. Yeah, just laying there.
Your Halloween bucket for trick or treating.
My kitty cat costume. I was a cat that year. I was still in my costume. I was like, I'll feel better and I'll go out and then I'll be. Nope, I was not better. It was miserable.
It sounds horrible. I feel bad for
her. I was traumatized.
Little Debbie.
That was so sad.
That just hit me. Have people called you that little Debbie joke?
Not in a long time.
Oops.
Well, and it's funny because so Deb, my friend Deb.
Yeah.
So my sister calls her Little Debbie.
Okay.
But I haven't been called Debbie. I've never gotten called Little Debbie, or maybe I have. I don't remember. But my good friend who I grew up with, her parents to this day will call me Debbie, and that's it. Because they've known me since I was like 2.
So they do it as like a fun thing.
Yeah, well,
for them.
And growing up, like that's what they just called me, Debbie. No one else did, but they did.
That is tough.
Yeah, and so now they still do, and I'm like, all right, I'll let it slide. You guys are like, or
Yeah.
grandfathered in, I guess, for that name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pass.
no, people don't even call me Deborah anymore. Like it's just
I'll throw it out there every once in a while.
my sister will call me Deborah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's
Yeah.
just Deb.
I don't. It's gonna sound weird, but I don't know if I would have wanted to start a podcast with you if it was anything
was
other than
Deborah.
Deb. Like, I'm Josh. This is Deborah. Sounds weird. Debbie's worse. Like,
Debbie, no.
hi, this is my co-host Debbie. Like, I don't like it.
Josh and Debbie.
Yeah, it's gross.
That's gross.
And it's not my name that's the problem. It's definitely Debbie. So Deb's probably good.
Yeah.
It just rolled off. Two short names.
Josh and Deb.
Yeah. Josh and Deborah.
Deborah. That's how you spell it.
Right.
Deborah.
Yeah. But that sounds worse too.
Deborah.
Each of those has like a different age connotation too. Like
Yeah.
Deborah makes it sound like you're on death's door. Deborah, you sound a little older. Debbie, I'm not sure. You might be really old or really young.
I mean, Debbie just reminds me of a stripper name too. So.
We're back to this.
So.
Yep. That's what I told you when we first got to know each other. And we started podcasting, and I'm like, I'm gonna say this. I'm like, I don't know how she's gonna take it because I'm not sure what her sense of humor is like. But I'm like, so your Instagram handle sounds like a stripper.
Oh,
right?
you did tell me that.
And you're like 100%. Like, oh, thank God.
Yep.
I wasn't sure. Like, I gotta test the waters
this.
a little bit to see if this is gonna offend her or if she knows. And you knew, so I'm like, okay, this will work out. We can keep podcasting together.
I wasn't offended.
Good. I would hope not, because you're still here. But yeah, you're right. Because like if that was like your stripper name, Ginger Spice, and it's like, what's your real name? Debbie. No, I said, what's your real
What's
name?
your real name? Not your other stripper name.
Debbie. Like you were just meant to be a stripper at that point. Can you imagine? You came out as a stripper in this. Like, what did we just pay for?
Like, this is how we're gonna get more views, more comments, more ratings.
Yeah. Now, like we said at the very
Some more
beginning.
hater comments because we've had haters on Snapchat with my bikini posts. So here we go.
Right. We'll just, anybody who's wondering, no, Deb does not plan on starting OnlyFans. For anybody on YouTube that's wondering and hoping,
No.
not going to happen.
No, they don't want me to. That's the whole point.
Deb has this really positive outlook on humanity sometimes. And I'm Jordan, thumbs up or thumbs down? Are there people out there that would say, absolutely, I'll subscribe? Thumbs up or thumbs down?
I'm concerned about the bare feet. It's been bothering me the entire podcast, and I'm worried like we're gonna need a premium subscription for some of the pictures I'm taking because it's an issue.
I didn't want my shoes on the couch. Here, I'll hide them.
No, it's too late now. They got the goods. You're right.
We just got to put
especially-
the blurbs over it, like, you know how, like...
Oh, like
Like-
yeah, like Annie Letterman. Do you know her, the comedian?
Oh, yeah.
She's super funny.
Yeah.
But that's kind of her thing on Instagram, because she's like, at a certain point, so many people were asking for pictures of her feet that every time she posts a picture, she blurs out her feet. It's
like,
super
no.
funny. She's a very funny comedian. Yeah, well, I've seen those things pop up on Instagram a lot now, like the subscriptions, like, hey, so and so is offering subscriptions. So,
Really?
oh, you haven't seen that?
No.
Oh yeah, a bunch of people that we've had on the show have started offering subscriptions. I don't know what their content is, but like trainers that we've had on the show before,
Really?
influencers. Yeah, I think Daniel Thomas just did it.
I don't know if
I don't think Daniel's showing his feet.
attention.
Maybe he is, but I think he's like
We
training.
don't judge. It's fine.
We don't judge.
It's okay.
No, you are going to have someone on that is, maybe they are a furry, and they're like, I've always wondered what a unicorn's foot looks like. Now I know.
Oh, my God.
So, congratulations, you've helped a lot of people.
You just tapped into many resources here.
Yeah.
So that's fine. Many sources of income for me. Okay.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Oh no, not when it's on this show. This is all going towards the show. I'm sorry.
That's why.
We had to pay for these mic stands somehow. So, all right.
Oh my God.
Where do we go from here?
Where do we go from here? Next topic. No.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna. So, what has been your like? Sorry.
Gotta rally. Hurry up. Rally this thing.
What has been your favorite like Halloween like memory? Do you have one, or is it always like what did you like?
Yeah.
What did you guys do like growing up as a family?
Yeah, I mean, we trick or treated.
Okay.
Yeah, we did do trick or treating. Went around our neighborhood. Like I said, at a certain point, started going around with friends into their neighborhoods. Mm-hmm. I will say the most memorable thing for me was dressing up like a woman. Oh, that's funny, Deb. Can you be honest? Can you picture me as a woman?
No,
okay, let me.
But that's why didn't you dress like that today?
That's a good point. I should have. I didn't want too much. I didn't want too much content for the people. But so you're I'm assuming I would not be an attractive woman.
You would be. I'll just pretend like I'm Ashley. It's fine.
Yeah. There you go.
It's okay.
That says it all. Your silence and your pause said it all. No, I'll save you the awkward answer. I'm not. But I did have like orangish red hair, so I was part of the club for a minute.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Part of a ginger club. You know, it takes a special person to be in the club. So.
Yeah, not too many Asian gingers, I don't think. So.
I've seen a couple.
Oh, they're out there for sure, but not a ton.
Yeah.
I don't think, not in my family at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I did enjoy that because, like I said, at that point, I was old enough to like understand some of the jokes that people were making and appreciate and kind of joke back. You know what I mean? I think if any younger, I probably wouldn't have been able to like go back and forth with them. But like in 8th grade, you're at that age where you can, you know.
That's
and plus,
so
but like before I even left the house, my family was making jokes anyways. So like, I'm ready for this.
Now, whose idea was it? Your idea or your friends helped you with the idea?
No, it wasn't a friend's thing. It might have been my aunt.
No,
it was actually a costume that she, believe it or not, she used at work before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a different time.
Different time.
It's a different time, but
oh my God.
she used it, and I forgot how we came up with the idea. But she's like, "Hey, it would be really funny."
Yeah.
Actually, another thing too. This is not Halloween, but when we were younger, sometimes for my parents' anniversary, my aunt would do this really cool thing where she would basically create like a restaurant for us to serve our parents dinner, like a 5-course meal for their anniversary. So they did it at the house, but like put up some curtains, so it was like you had the kitchen that was separate from the dining area, and they would she would do candles and stuff like that, and then we would be like dressed up like in little suits.
Oh, that's cute.
And my sister in a dress and go out and serve dinner like it was like I said, a 5-star restaurant.
Yeah.
And then it kind of progressed into a point where we started doing like shows for them. So we would do dinner
and a show.
And the show, right? And so
Nice.
like my sister would be up there and she would sing a song or something. And, I think I tried doing stand-up at one point. I was laughing too hard because I had a Yo Mama book. And I was trying to read these Yo Mama jokes.
Oh my God.
And I just couldn't stop laughing the entire time. So it was not the best. It was not a great outing for me. I got pulled pretty quick. But there was one.
They booed you off the stage.
They were very kind, but yes, it's like, oh, he has no future in entertainment. Joke's on you. I'm doing a podcast now. So, but there was one year where my sister was going to sing that Shania Twain song, I Feel Like a Woman.
Yeah.
And so my aunt thought it'd be fun if me and my brothers dressed up like women and were the backup dancers. And so all 3 of us had wigs on and like little dresses.
I have the song playing in my head right now.
Oh yeah, and then just us dancing behind her, and so it was pretty fun. But the funny thing about that whole story is we were getting ready, and my aunt came in. She's like, "Okay, you guys ready to go on?" And my youngest brother, she tells the story. She's like, my youngest brother was sitting there like his arms crossed, and just looking. And she's like, "Hey, buddy," she's like, "What's going on?" She's like, "It's time to go out. This is fun." And he's like, just sitting there, just looking at her. And so she's thinking like he's embarrassed, he doesn't want to do it. And she's like, "Buddy, like, what is the problem?" And he's probably like 4 at this point. And he's like, I wanted the black wig. It's like, oh no. It's like, oh, okay, we'll switch. Take it from Josh. You can have his wig and we'll switch it up. But he's like, I wanted to wear the black one. Like, okay.
What was he gonna wear? Was it like a different color one?
I was like, it might have been like the ginger one. I can't remember, but it was like a different wig. It was like curly. He wanted like the black straight one. He's like, oh, easy fix, dude. Switch the wigs. And then he was happy. He's like, let me dance. So.
Do you remember what wig you had, Jordan?
It was probably like a blonde.
I think it was a blonde. One of us.
Do you have these on film?
Yeah.
I
think so. My dad has it somewhere. My dad keeps meticulous notes of like family videos.
Oh my god.
And so we have all of that stuff.
That is great.
Yeah, so I'll have to talk to him and see if I can get a hold of it. But yeah, it was pretty funny. But I don't know why I told that story. But that wasn't Halloween, but it was dressing up.
Yeah.
And
that's so funny though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm trying to think favorite memories. I mean, nothing too crazy. I know my mom, I was always really impressed with my mom and when she made costumes because she just did a really good job.
Nice.
Making the costumes or putting the pieces together to make a really cool costume. Like that was always was cool. And that's one of those things too where like sometimes you take for granted when you're younger.
Yeah.
But then I remember thinking back to like friends who like, you know, and it's not to take this in a super serious direction, but like their parents weren't involved, right? Like one guy, you know, his dad wasn't involved because there was, you know, like the restraining order against the dad or, you know, parents just weren't present or they were there, but they weren't, you know, involved.
Yeah.
And so it's like, you just look back and think, man, you just think how lucky you are to have that because not all my friends were in that situation.
Yeah.
And,
Right.
you know, and it's such a simple thing as like just a costume.
Yeah.
Right. And like my mom taking the time to do that. But I think especially becoming a parent now, like you appreciate that more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm single with no kids. I don't even want to cook for myself.
We discussed.
Yes, it's no secret. So I think
I've been thinking of recipes too. If
Oh,
you
yeah?
come over to the house,
Okay. Are they easy?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Well, it can't be easy. It's like, hey, we're gonna make macaroni. Like it has to be something a little bit more complicated.
Okay.
You know what I mean? To make it worth the time. But we'll think of something.
You know what's funny is like and I'll finish my last thought in a second, but like even if something is like complicated, if I do it a few times, like for example, like if it's something like cooking something a few times and I get it down and I have it down like that, I don't mind making that same thing over and over and over again because I'm like, I know how to do it already. It's just the process of like, it takes so long for me to learn it the first time.
Right.
And I'm like, dude, I wanted to eat like an hour ago. This is taking way too long. I want my show on. I can't watch my show while I'm trying to do this. Like I'm drinking this glass of wine too fast. I can't even focus. So I want to know how to make something. So I'm down to learn. But,
Okay. We'll do it. Maybe. We'll see if I want to put the time in.
Okay.
But that being said,
Or if I pay attention.
right.
that
It
too.
could just be a massive distraction. Like, all right, this backfired.
I'm just gonna play with your kids.
Yeah. Well, okay, hold on. You assume that we're gonna let you near our kids. It's like whatever she says about mermaids, just ignore
Your
her.
oldest, I think, likes me now. I think. I haven't seen her in a long time. She didn't like me for a while.
Yeah, I think the same. Jordan's giving one of these. That's dicey. We'll see. Maybe if you came dressed like this.
Oh, horsey.
We'll have Deb come over like in the middle of July. It's like see how bad Deb really wants this
No.
affection from our child.
As long as your AC is cranked up, it's fine.
Well, you're gonna roll the dice when you show up, huh?
But like I was saying, like I don't even want to do any of that for myself. So I always have so much respect for, first of all, if you're a mom, period, like that's all, nothing further to say. But then moms who like do cook and work maybe or whatever, and just raising kids alone is work, and make costumes. I'm like, what? Like I can barely feed myself. Like how do you do this? Then I have the soccer girls that I play. Like they're all moms.
Yeah.
They have like 3 kids, like 3 kids. Does one have 4? No, I think they just have 3 at the most. But same thing. I'm like,
Yeah.
And then I'm always like, oh, you guys, I'm tired. And they look at me. They're like, shut up. You don't have kids. And I'm like, okay, hang on. Hang on with that tone. Okay. I chose not to have kids. Like, don't put that on me. But at the same time, I'm like, how do you do? Like, how are you like so? And one of my friends will be, you just get used to it. They're like, you just do it.
You do.
Yeah.
Also, I'm sure it's the same with teaching. Teaching's a different job than other jobs. Like my job is not nearly as demanding as you guys as teachers.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, like I'm sure it takes a little while to get used to that at first because it's a little bit of a grind, you know what I mean, every single day.
Yeah.
And, there's definitely some challenges there that are different than other jobs. But yeah, the kids thing, like I want to say this, I agree. Like if you don't have kids and you're tired, like why we're not in the same boat.
No.
So why would I say like you're tired because you're used to that? That's why you're gonna appreciate this. I don't like it when, and this is actually one of my pet peeves, and I should have saved it. I'm gonna say it now. What drives me nuts is when we've known some people that have come from like the Midwest or like back east, and anytime here there's like a big storm or it's cold, and people here from California are like, man, it's cold today, and you have some person from the Midwest like, it's not cold. You know what cold is? No, I don't know what cold is. I've lived in California my whole life. I've never lived in the Midwest. So the fact that you always want to bring these like storms into my life. Yes, I don't know what a storm like you dealt with is like. But we're not dealing with that here, are we? It drives me nuts. Like, why are we doing this?
Right.
Have you ever had that happen?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
But it's the same thing. It's like
Same aspect. Like, this is what I'm used to. I'm used to my life of.
You don't have kids. Like, why would I expect you to like?
Right. I don't have kids. I have multiple jobs, but like I don't like, and then I'm social, whatever. But that for me, so my level of tired is, that's all I know. Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all Mario's saying.
That's all Mario was saying.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah. Jordan appreciated that one too.
Yeah. Because we've had that conversation.
Yeah.
He's heard this rant multiple times. He's also given this rant multiple times too. So we've gone back and forth. Like, it's just a weird thing for people to say. It's like, well, you don't know what a storm is. Yeah. No, I do know what a storm is. It's happening right now. Yeah. I've lived here my whole life. This is a storm for me. So, shut up.
Well, it's true, because it's funny. Like, I remember, even just quick example back to like when I was first transitioned from college classes only to student teaching. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh my God, like I'm so tired.
Right.
And then, it's like, and looking back, I'm like, yeah, that's because you're finally like actually doing a full day's worth of a job. And you're not just going to a class and then going home and then going to a class and going home.
Right.
And so like in hindsight, it's like, for me, that was tired.
Right.
And so like, you just build up to, this is my tired now, and this is what I'm doing now, and this is whatever. So yeah, you can't really compare. It's like not fair.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've said this before on our Father's Day episode. I've said it so many times, people are probably sick of it, but like, even like I feel like I'm a fairly compassionate person. Although I feel like our last episode, I said some things I'm like, I'm not super proud of. I feel like it didn't come out super compassionate. I was thinking back of like, sorry, I keep touching my belly. They probably came off worse than they were meant to be, but I'm a fairly compassionate person. But I will say there are times with like other parents who are in similar situations. Like, there is a certain point where they complain. And it's like, yeah, this is tough, but at the same time, like, this is what you signed up for. Yeah. And there's a certain point where, I mean, that's like, if you were training, I always go back to it, but if you were training someone and it was just like they were complaining all the time, at a certain point, you're like, okay, I know this is hard, but like, we've been working together for 2 months. Like, just, stop this is what it is. Yeah. It is what it is at this point. You can either, I mean, not that you can quit as a parent, but you know what I mean? It's just like, at a certain point, okay, yeah, we get it. It's tough. Yeah. Everybody has kids, have different challenges, and more than likely, your situation is not as difficult as someone else out there. Someone probably has it worse than you.
Oh yeah.
That's what we always talk about. Yeah, that's what we always talk about. Like, in those challenging times, we're always like, you know what? We have to remember, like, there's someone else that's dealing with like, there's two of us here. Yeah. There's single moms or single dads, or they have military spouses that aren't there for parts of the year, and they have to carry that whole weight of that worry. So many families with kids with special needs. Like, there's so many. It just puts it in perspective. But
exactly.
That has nothing to do with Halloween, but
it's
where the conversation took us.
It's where it took us. Yeah. I don't know how we got on that. Oh no, because we started talking about Halloween costumes, and then I interrupted and said, "Okay, I don't know how moms do the costumes and do the thingy."
Right.
And now we're talking about parenting. Right. No, not parenting, but just like different. No, we talked about parenting at the lot. When did we talk about parenting?
I don't think you and I have ever done that, have we?
I think that was probably me and my coworkers earlier today. That's where I got that from.
My goodness.
It's been a day.
That's how I know our social interactions are very different. Like, I'm pretty. I can remember where my social interactions happened today. Yeah. You're like, it might have been this one. Might have been a different conversation completely. I don't know. It
literally just came to me as I was talking. I was like, oh wait, that was me and my coworkers talking about how some of our kids need different parenting. But anyway, we can talk about that later.
Okay. Okay. So going back, how long have we been recording? Where are we at, Jordan?
1:13.
Already?
That's actually not bad. It's been flying by. Okay. It's a little bit weird in here because it feels darker. But that's because I think outside is darker. Yeah. And so it feels darker than it was last time.
Because it's getting darker earlier. It's going to get darker earlier. It's not even daylight savings.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Yep. So hopefully this looks okay. Yeah. We'll find out when we post it.
Nice.
Okay. But one thing we didn't even talk about, candy.
Oh, okay. Candy.
I love candy, as you can tell. So do you like candy?
So I used to love candy. I'm not a huge fan of it anymore. I do like chocolate candy. Reese's, Snickers. Oh my God. I ate so many Reese's one year that I literally threw up in the middle of the night.
Seems to be a theme.
I
just yakking all the time.
Well, I had so many. I don't remember if it was right before Halloween or if it was leftovers from Halloween. I can't tell you. I was just up all night. I think I was writing one of my books. Like, I think I was just on a rant. I think I
Well,
was just feeling it.
how
And
old
I
were you
ate-
when this happened?
So this was like 4 years ago.
Oh, geez. I was under the impression you were a kid.
No, this was like a few
This is a
years
girl.
ago.
This is a grown adult. Okay.
Yes, and that's probably why I puked. Like
I've shifted my mindset.
I
Right, I
ate,
understand
I don't
where
know
we're at.
why. I don't know why. I don't know if I was stress eating or if I was just all like hyped up. And I ate. I can't tell you how many I ate, but I will tell you that in the middle of the night I woke up and I sat up in bed and I had to run to the bathroom and I puked all of it out. And that was the first time I've ever puked from eating like too much of something. I was like, it was ridiculous. But anyway.
That's disgusting. Yeah.
No,
That's
sorry, spit take. But so like
literally,
that
yeah.
was it was bad. So never again. But I like the chocolates. I don't like candy. Like I like Smarties and lollipops and like if it doesn't have chocolate, I just don't want it. But I used to be obsessed with candy corn. That was like
that hurts my feelings.
Candy corn is either you love it or you hate it. It's the same thing with pineapple on pizza. But like I used to love candy corn.
Is it the
Guys
same
are
as pineapple on
strong.
pizza?
I like
'Cause
pineapple on pizza.
So I don't mind it, but I don't
Oh.
hate it. Candy corn can kick rocks. Candy corn could never exist.
I love candy
I would
corn.
watch a whole bunch
I
of
don't
candy
like it
corn just
much
being
anymore.
burnt up. And
I'm cool off it now. I think I ate too much in college. Like so many candy corn.
you have a real problem, I feel.
Dude,
You just can't stop yourself.
I will like nowadays. Like if someone were to offer me, I probably wouldn't even take any. Like I'm just like I'm cool. I'm just burnt out. I used to love it, but and then it's not that I would eat it and be like, ew, this is disgusting. I'd just be like, I just don't want it. So I mean, I think I never had a problem with the taste. No, this is how gross I am. I would get like flavored candy corn stuff, like Oreo, like the candy corn
gosh.
Oreos, and like, Josh is Jordan's face right now.
I know. Well, he's
Stop
right.
judging me, but
Hey, this is not here to judge. We do a lot of judgment here. And
but
I'm gonna go, this is psychopath behavior.
I
I'm calling you
mean-
Deborah Dahmer because this is disgusting.
I'm also a ginger, but not
Does that-
Dahmer level psychopath though. Just like a
You
little
love
bit.
candy corn and different flavors of candy corn. I mean, I don't know what else.
Well, not anymore.
You might as well eat brains.
I'm not a psychopath anymore.
It's still in there.
I'd rather have like a one Reese's cup, just one, and then I'd rather have like a Snickers or like something chocolate. But candy, I don't really like candy, like Sour Patch Kids or like I do like gummy worms.
Can I say this?
Yeah.
This is gonna sound weird. The way you're looking at me right now, trying to justify this in your costume, it feels like I'm talking to a little kid that just got in trouble for something they said. It's like, well, but I would rather have Reese's. Like, I can't even take you seriously because you look like a child right now that's got in trouble and got scolded by us. Like, how dare you like candy corn? I just wanted to put that out there. I couldn't. I was not paying
At the
attention to what you're
beginning,
saying.
you did say you're like I don't know if I could do this with you.
We've been doing pretty good.
We've been holding it together.
Yeah.
Am I touching the eyeballs right now? The
Yes.
eyes up here?
Yep. You
Yeah.
poked him in the eye.
Oh, there's my horn.
Or
There
her.
it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What? Okay.
Let's not keep grabbing the horn.
Oh my god. If my friends watch this, I'm gonna get so much shit for doing that.
I would hope so. That means you have good friends.
Okay. Your turn with candy. Tell me what candy you like.
This has turned into a. We're definitely gonna get paid off this episode, I think. Have you ever thought,
Oh my god.
like we could do a Patreon subscription plan? I've always thought like, how could we do it? And I have a pretty good idea how we
I've
could do
heard
it
of
now.
that. But
Yeah.
what? I don't.
It's like you pay for the content.
Oh.
So if you want extra
yeah.
content,
Okay.
and you get, I mean, because I've always thought like
Gotcha.
that'd be cool, but I'm like, we have nothing to offer. We really have nothing to offer. It's
We
like
just lay it all out here. We don't.
pretty much. I mean, like we could do it make it just like a really extreme version of what we do here. You know what I mean? I mean, you were just playing with your unicorn horns. I mean, I don't know what. Guy on YouTube's like, I've changed my tone about Deb. I like that one.
He'll pay for all the meals.
Yeah, he'll pay for all. Yeah.
It's like I get it now.
Yeah. Yeah. See, it's like I understand now. I'll pay for all the meals, dessert, whatever you want, Deb. Just bring
Just bring the unicorn once a year.
the
Touch
unicorn.
the horn a few
No
times.
shoes will be set.
No shoes.
A bunch of candy corn. I love it.
So no candy corn for you then.
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
I hate candy corn. In fact, I hate candy corn so much that like, and I don't know if you've ever done this, but like when I was younger, if I felt like I needed to get like something out of my system, like if I was sick and I needed to throw up, no joke, candy corn was one of the things I thought of.
Oh, really?
It can go kick rocks.
Did you have like a traumatic experience with it?
Yeah, I probably did when I first tried it. That's all it took. There was no traumatic experience like, oh, I ate too much. It was the first time it touched my lips. This is horrible. As a little kid, I knew that, and then it's just like the hatred for it has grown more and more. Excuse me.
Not even like the pumpkin-looking ones.
Those are worse. Deb, there's nothing you can say right now.
Those are not good. I mean, but now as I'm older, I don't, like I said, I don't care for them. But like I was obsessed with them.
Oh man.
Obsessed. I ate way too many. I can't tell you how much candy corn I ingested.
Well, that's the problem. If you like candy corn, excuse me. If you like candy corn, it is probably a huge problem.
Yeah.
Because they're so small, you just grab a handful of it.
Yeah. Well, sugar's addicting. You don't stop.
I'm glad you said that. You know, I almost suggested this, and I was obviously we're in the middle of October now. I almost thought, because I don't know if you listen to Joe Rogan, but in October they do, the beginning of October they do Sober October.
Oh, okay.
Where him and Ari Shaffir, Tom Segura, and Bert Kreischer, they all do Sober October together. And I almost thought we should do that.
Sober October.
Yeah, but for me, it's energy drinks and sugar.
Yeah,
those are the two things.
And then for me, it'd be alcohol.
If you want, I wasn't going to suggest that, but like if that's what you want, I didn't want to put that on you. Like, hey, stop drinking.
I do dry January.
Well, right, that's kind of what got my
holidays,
mind thinking.
I'm like, I'm done.
Right,
I'm done. I'm cool. I don't even want it's easy.
Right,
dry January. But like one of my friends is doing Sober October right now.
See?
Well, she told me that a week ago, and I'm like, well, it's too late. I can't start it now, right? It's too late, and so I'm like, well. Maybe now, no, I can't. No, my birthday's coming up next month. Now I gotta wait for and then the holidays and Christmas. Okay. So I really have to wait for January now. But last year in January, it was easy not to drink. I was just,
which makes sense, like you said, after the holidays.
Dude, it was too much.
And that's why I didn't suggest it, because I feel like because I don't drink, and I felt like that was where it's like, hey, you stop drinking. Which is like a social thing. For me, it's like stop getting fat with candy and energy drinks. I love energy drinks so much.
Oh, same the opposite.
Is that your candy corn?
Yeah. So like the way how you feel about candy corn is how I feel about energy drinks.
Interesting.
Well, okay, maybe I need to take that back because I like.
I bought you one a few years ago.
I like Celsius drinks. What energy drink did you buy me?
Remember when we had to record on like Saturday? We recorded 2 episodes on a Saturday morning.
I probably drank it.
No, you did. I texted you. I said, "Hey, do you want an energy drink?" Like, yeah, that'd be great.
What'd you get me? Was it a Red Bull?
It was a Red Bull. It was one of the pineapple Red Bulls.
Okay. So
which are delicious.
Let me clarify.
Shout out to Red Bull.
Okay, I've had Red Bulls. I like those energy ones because I like the flavor, and I like the flavor of Celsius. But like anything else, like Monster or whatever else, like I just don't, or maybe I just don't even. I don't know. I just don't want it or like it. It's not as bad as candy corn for you, I guess. For me, I'm just like, I'd rather give me a Starbucks coffee. I'll take that.
You're going to spill out all over the place.
Exactly.
Yeah, I love energy drinks. My friend Jordan and I here, we love energy drinks so much. We talk about that. Like because he doesn't drink either, but if we did, we'd probably be alcoholics because how much we love energy drinks. And we're like, hey, did you try the new flavor? It's like a new, like the way people talk about like Jordans when they come out. It's the same way we talk about energy drinks. Like, hey, the 7-Eleven down the street, they got a new one. Like, what? Let me pick one up for you. Like, it's a problem, but we love it. So that's what I thought. Like, I was gonna suggest it, but then I thought like it feels different. Like those two things feel a little bit different.
Yeah. No, I mean it's something that I'm always up for a challenge. And I've gone like dry January. I've gone out literally to breweries with friends before and just sat there with my water, and they're like, go, come on, and I'm like, no, because I'm just drinking my water, and then they would just leave me alone as long as I was socializing with them.
Yeah, there you go. See,
it was fine. So
maybe next year.
Maybe next year I'll try it.
I always say those things in the back of my mind. I'm like, I don't know if Deb's gonna be here next year.
She'll be gone. People applying for your new co-host.
I've already told you there is no. I'm not filling the co-host seat again.
It's okay. Jordan will just do it sometimes.
He's like, what are you signing me up for? He's like, I'm not. He's like, do you know how much him and I talk on the regular? He's like, I want to record this nonsense. Him and I would get in trouble if we did it on a regular basis.
That's what we need to record.
That would be the Patreon. I've talked to Jordan before. I've never told you this. I've talked to him before about doing similar, like a not here to judge thing.
Yeah, I do it.
Like 5-minute rants from Jordan. Because people love his episodes. He doesn't believe me. But the numbers, people like his episodes a lot.
Yeah.
They do very well.
Yeah.
So,
you made my friend pee her pants while she was walking her kids listening to your episode.
Shout out to Jordan. Yeah. But anyways, we got sidetracked again. But
Always.
um,
Yeah.
so, but no, the candy question. So I love Kit Kats. I love Kit Kats.
Okay.
I do love candy. There are certain candies that I personally feel, for me, are overrated that people love.
Okay.
Two of the ones that I know people are going to hate this. And I enjoy these things. I just don't enjoy them as much as everybody else. Starburst and Skittles. Those are two that I'm like, if I never had it again, I'd be fine. But if it's sitting there in a bowl, I'll grab some.
Yeah.
Right here.
I know, right there. Yeah. And I was looking at all those, and I'm like, I just grabbed the mint instead, though. I was like, meh.
I grabbed 2 mints. I know I was going to be talking to you. I'm like, I don't want to be offensive. But candy corn's at the top of the list for stuff that I hate.
That's so funny.
And I'm sure there's other stuff too. There is definitely, that is part of the fun of going trick or treating. Part of the fun, and then also the disappointment. Like it's you don't know what you're gonna get. Yeah. And so when you go to the door, like there are times, like my parents always told us to be respectful and say thank you, please, thank you, all that stuff. But internally, you're looking at it's like, this candy is no good.
This candy sucks.
It's like you said, the lollipops.
Oh, black licorice.
Oh, black licorice can kick rocks too.
Well, it's really funny. My brother-in-law loves black licorice. Loves it. And I'm always me and my sister are always looking at him like, oh my God, what's wrong? You can eat that? He loves it. So when I was in Europe over spring break, I made sure to get him some black licorice from one of the countries that I think so.
Did he say it was different?
I mean, I don't remember. I don't know. I don't know if I asked him.
And why would you? He's eating black licorice. Black licorice is gross. I wouldn't want to watch anybody eat that. I love licorice. But no, black licorice. I haven't had that for such a long time. But even the smell of it, that and candy corn. If I saw someone eating candy corn and black licorice, I'm calling the cops.
Like, you're a psycho.
You killed someone.
You killed someone.
100%. You killed someone. Or you plan on it. You're preparing. But yuck.
God.
I don't like either one of those things. But I love chocolate, though.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with chocolate. I don't think so.
But see, it's funny because I feel like a lot of times when I talk to people, they're on the flip side. Like if they're not a huge candy person, they prefer like the Sour Patch Kids, Skittles, things like that, and they don't like chocolate as much. I love Sour Patch Kids, but I love chocolate's the main one for me.
Yeah. I'd rather, especially today, as I get older, I'd rather have chocolate than like candy.
Right.
Like a Starburst. Like my kids before, like they'll just be sitting on the gym floor or like outside before they go in the gym, no matter if it's 8 a.m. or whatever, they're just eating candy. And I'm like, what are you doing?
In PE.
Yeah, I'm just like, in my head, I'm like, ugh, like I just want to puke. Like that's too much candy. Like how? But then I'm like, oh, they're teenagers.
Yeah, I might be a teenager too. I could do it.
I up until like my college years, I still ate candy corn. Like just ate a bunch of it.
Oh my gosh! Until your college years?
Oh yeah. I don't know if my college roommate watches from Sonoma State. She's one of my really good friends today. I was in her wedding. I don't know if she watches these, but she will die laughing because her and her mom would like specifically. Like when her mom would come visit us, or if I would go visit her, she's from San Jose, her mom would just have like a bag of candy corn for me and just be like, here you go with a bow on it. And I'd be like so excited.
Oh my gosh.
That was like my present. Every time I saw them, like Josh is going to puke right now.
I probably will. That just sounds gross. Oh.
So that was.
Candy corn's the worst.
Yeah. Again, I don't think they're gross today. I think I ate too much of them.
I'm going to save you some time. You can say whatever you want to say. It's too late. My image of you is just marred by this nonsense.
Hey, at least it's not candy corn and black licorice.
It's true. It's true. I probably would have walked off set right now if it was both. Like, nope.
Unplug the mics.
We're done. Yeah. No, it's yeah. I'm starting to think you have like multiple personalities. Man, it's like all the different Deb. I'll tell you what, Debbie's the one that likes candy corn for sure.
Debbie.
Okay. Yeah. Deborah's the one that gives the candy corn.
Deborah.
She's the one that gives the candy. Has like the pearl necklace and gives out candy corn because Deborah sounds very old.
And then Debbie eats the candy corn.
Yeah.
What does Deb do? Deb is like, man, I just don't want it. Like right now.
Yeah.
I just don't want it.
That makes sense. Deb's just like,
dislike it. I just don't want it.
Yeah. Deb tries to like toe the line. She doesn't want to offend either person.
Yeah.
And then Deborah is not here at all. She's too classy for this podcast.
Right.
Yeah.
Not here.
No, not here at all. That's not part of this.
I think Crumble Cookie makes a candy corn cookie or made one or before.
Yeah, they lost some points in my eyes.
That was good. It didn't taste like candy corn. It just tasted like a vanilla cookie. It didn't taste like.
But they had the little candy corn on top.
Well.
Don't try to hide that. It's sitting on top. It's like a little eyeball staring at you. How dare you?
All Josh has to do
I've
is
said-
look at it, and he's like, no.
I've said this before. I really do believe that Deb thinks I'm stupid sometimes. And I think she treats me as such. Which she's not that far off. I'm just saying, sometimes she's like, it's fine. It's just a vanilla cookie with candy corn on top. Nice try.
It's like,
and she always
it's
laughs.
like when you're trying to give your kids vegetables, you hide the vegetables.
Yeah,
under
yeah. It
something,
tastes like
it's not
chicken.
there.
Oh, does it, Deb? Does it? No, it tastes like candy corn. How dare you? All right. Well,
Well,
we've been recording for a while.
it's a lot of nonsense.
It's a lot of nonsense. So,
It's
you have
a lot
anything
of
else to say?
Halloween Nonsense.
And I'm very hot in this costume.
I'm like sweating in this.
Yeah, my gloves are
Like,
starting to be see-through.
You're gonna drive home like that?
Oh, no, absolutely not. I don't want to get pulled over in this. It's like we have a suspect with a pervy mustache and white gloves.
I swear.
And like the cop rolls over and they're like,
Oh.
it's me, Mario.
Oh my
They're not going to find that
God.
super funny, I don't think. They're going to think this guy's a creep.
Especially with that voice.
Yeah. Wasn't the best Mario impression. I'm not, there's a Mario movie coming out. Which will be a lot of fun.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Looks pretty cool.
is it just called Mario or like what is it?
It's called Super Mario.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it like an animation or?
Yeah, it's like, I think it's from the same company that does like the Minions.
Oh yeah.
All that
oh,
stuff.
Okay. Okay.
It looks pretty
Oh,
cool.
Cool.
Yeah. And I'm not like a diehard like Mario fan.
But you'll watch it.
Oh, I'll definitely watch it. I'm definitely interested. My wife's really good at Mario.
Really?
She's very good. Rachel's
Mario
pretty good.
Kart too?
Maybe not as much Mario Kart,
Just Mario.
but Mario.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, this was actually like maybe 5 or 6 years ago for Christmas, they came out with this little like it was like a small miniature
Mm-hmm.
Super Nintendo, and it was just like it was almost like a hard drive.
Mm-hmm.
You could plug it into your TV and play all the
nice.
games. It was really cool, and like I was playing Donkey Kong, and it was a lot of fun.
Nice.
This is before kids, and
Before
playing
kids.
playing these games, and then she's like, "Oh, we should play Mario together." I'm like, "Yeah, that'd be cool." She smoked me. Like she was carrying the team. Like I never knew this about you. Like, she's like, "Oh, we used to play all the time." I'm like, really? Because I'm really holding the team back. I was like just falling off for no reason and crashing
She's
into.
just like getting to. She's like finishing.
She's like, yeah, like LeBron, like get on my back.
Jumping
I'll
on
carry
the
the team.
boulders.
Yeah.
Getting the question marks. Getting
All
all
that
the
stuff.
feathers. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, she kills it. It's very impressive. So,
Nice.
anyways, but yeah, no, I will
All
not
right.
be driving home with these.
Okay.
I'm changing
Well,
after
that's
this.
good. Yeah. Change back into our normal clothes.
Yep.
I don't know. Everyone stay safe for Halloween this year. I don't know when this episode's gonna release before
The weekend before Halloween, so yeah, you'll have,
Okay.
or the weekend of Halloween. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
a little bonus episode here for
Yeah.
Halloween.
You're welcome.
So, yeah, stay safe for sure. Have a great time. Enjoy yourself. And Deb, where can they follow us on social media?
On Instagram at Connectable Podcast, Twitter at Connectable Pod. We are on TikTok now at Connectable Podcast, and then of course YouTube.
Yeah,
And I think that's it.
that's it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Happy Halloween.
See ya. Thanks for watching the show. If you enjoyed that episode, make sure you like it, share it, and hit the subscribe button to get a new episode every week. We'll see you next time on the Connectable Podcast.